Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tanya June Moore. Welcome back to the Sedona International Film Festival 2020 live stream. Special thanks to the Sedona Advertising Agency, Broadcast Rentals, and the Sedona Rouge for making this media room happen this year. We really appreciate you. And I am lucky enough to have another brilliant filmmaker in the chair with me. Please introduce yourself and your film.
Thank you. I'm Kay Dore, and I'm here with a short film called Odd Bird.
And you just arrived yesterday to the Sedona
Just
International
got here
Film
last
Festival.
night, yes, and yeah, we drove to the hotel in darkness, and it was an incredible sight this morning to wake up and see where we were and see the setting. Yeah, spectacular.
How was it getting into this? We've been here for 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've got quite a reputation. What was it like getting that acceptance?
Oh, well, it was lovely. First of all, I got a personal call saying, we saw your film, which is exceptional.
Yes.
For the person who saw your film to call you, and I was, personally invited to come. I'm a first-time filmmaker, so I checked with a lot of filmmaker friends of mine and said, what are the good festivals? Where should I go? And Sedona was on everyone's list. This is a festival that's really loved by filmmakers.
A lot of times when we hear that it's your first festival, we almost say, oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. It's all downhill from here.
No, not all, but I mean, we do really pull out all the stops for our filmmakers because it is about you.
Yeah.
It's about your creating and coming here and being able to express that to an audience that really appreciates it.
Well,
so,
you're setting a high bar.
Thank you. And I know you're screening later this week, right?
Yes, I screened Thursday night at 7 and then again Saturday at 1. So.
All right. I think let's watch the trailer because I have lots of questions.
Great.
It's all right to just be.
Once I tell Mom, nothing will ever be the same. Mom? Gunner?
Coming from an extraordinarily country background, this film really hit a nerve with me. And I want to say thank you for not making it what I had anticipated that it might be.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the story, because that was a very short.
It's a very short clip, but it's also a teaser. You
Mm-hmm.
can't really give away the ending too much. So,
Correct.
I too grew up in a very rural environment that was pretty closed-minded about people who were a little different.
Yes.
So there was a lot of thought that went into this of who really are the odd birds in the world, and do we label ourselves that way? Do other people label us that way? So the title of the film was something that was well thought out, and it's a story that's important to me. My son came out to us when he was 15, and he'd always been very clear about exhibiting his feminine side, so it didn't come as a surprise to us, but he was very surprised. We were surprised. So.
Yes. So, isn't it funny what we know that they don't think we know?
Yes, exactly. So there's a little bit of a hint to that in this film. Of sometimes we think we have a big secret that really the world is absolutely fine with, and telling our truth often is a very freeing thing. So.
And this is a total life lesson movie, and I love how well it is cast. So how did you cast this film?
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun casting it, but very challenging. I actually held auditions in LA, and for the part of the lead actor in there, we had almost 1,000 people submit to play that part. And it was, it was a SAG project, but it was low budget. They had to travel. It wasn't like there was a lot of money involved in this. But we had so many people who just wanted to be part of this, which was, lovely for us. And we had a lot of wonderful, wonderful actors to choose from. And I was so happy with the cast we ended up with. They were all lovely to work with, and nailed it.
And it must have been a really great script to read, to get that many people involved in this. Because had this been cast any other way, I'm not really sure it would have flown.
Oh, well, thank you.
Not to use a pun. What do you take away from this now that it's finished?
Well, I think every, writer, director looks at a finished product and says, "Oh, I wish I'd done another shot of this and that."
Right.
So there's that side of me that's being hypercritical about everything. But the other side of it is I enjoy the process so much. I learned so much. And the idea of being able to share a story that I wrote and have the control of directing it was kind of a dream.
Yes.
A lot of times the things I write get turned over to another director, and as I'm writing something, of course, I'm directing it in my head as I'm writing, and it's very seldom the same story that ends up on a script with
Yes.
a different director.
There are typically three versions of any movie, and most people don't realize that. You
That-
get the director, the screenwriter, and the editor's version.
That's so true. That's so true. And so this was nice to have more control and to say, this is the story I want to tell, and then have that be the story that I told. So
Well, and with most films, it's very timely.
thank you.
But it's also not just about this subject matter. It's really about us as human beings expressing ourselves. And is that something that you were really kind of honing in on when you were writing the script and making the film?
Yes, and I appreciate you saying that, because that's something, to me, I think, people in the LGBTQ community often feel alone, and people who are taller than everybody else feel alone, and people who are shorter than everybody else feel alone, and we all have our ways that we feel different than the rest of the world. And I think it's a universal story. I think it's something that we can all find what it is that makes us feel like we don't fit in, and say, I can find a way to make this a beautiful
And
beautiful
express that.
thing. Yes, and express it exactly.
Is this going to be a feature?
There are hints. There are hints. Yes, I actually have an outline, and it hadn't planned to be. I planned to do it as a short, and honestly, it's the actors who brought so much to the characters that I just wanted to keep them alive, and I just wanted to know more about that mom and more about that older brother. And,
The older brother was the one that stole my heart.
oh, he'll be at the screening on Saturday.
Oh,
So,
wonderful,
yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, is there a place that's out there in the Webiverse they can follow this movie and catch it
Yes.
later? And
We have an Instagram site, Oddbird Movie. So follow us there.
Yes.
We have a website, www.oddbirdmovie.com. So yeah, would love to have you follow us,
Yes.
make donations so we can go to more beautiful film festivals. And yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. This film, I think everyone here will enjoy. It's definitely a slice of life moment. And tune in, because we're going to come right back with another live interview with another incredible filmmaker here at the Sedona International Film Festival. Follow us on all your social media feeds at #Sedona Film Fest 2020 and Sedona Film Fest 26.